a rug pull. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but 15 was a reasonable area when you looked at the daily chart. Also 10 to 1250 to 15 is the kind of like easy round numbers that I'm always involved in. If it pulls back, remember the breakout price of 1250. Oftentimes you find support at a breakout price. Side note, AMC making a bit of a move there as well. But Upstart falls a little bit into the category of what I just said with Novavax. The short interest is actually larger here. It's 35%, maybe accounting for why you actually had a bit of not a gap up, but a push higher since the aftermarket. Aftermarket, it was down, it hit $25, which, that's more about liquidity than anything else. I think that sometimes you look at those numbers and it doesn't really make a difference. It has so much room down to where support is, and it didn't really even challenge that or look like it wants to hold down around that range. So it's a potential to squeeze with that 35%. It's down 11. It's SSR. That is another factor. When a stock is short sell restricted, sometimes it can make any up moves even better. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but people can't hammer the short without an uptick. So when it's going down, it's a little bit more difficult for people to be hammering the short. And it's left some support in tow here. Like this 27 level is not taken out. So if we're going to hang out actually higher off of consolidation, then if we don't break this low here, it's about 27.75. Again, that gives you a bit of a line in the sand. I'd love to be able to try a 28 short long in front of 27.75, risk like 25 cents in slippage when the stock's got a 35% short interest, and I'm not even sure we get that chance.
I have it on the list here as well as the possible short into 30. So that would be something here to wait out for. I've waited for those, paid for those shorts. So we will be able to get that. Obviously, like Neil said, it is on a downtick here for SSR. So you're going to have to get a short off the ask, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. The only thing that I look at this when I compare it to yesterday is just the fact that we had that Palantir, which the quarter looked very similar to this, and they started the day basically down 11 or 12%, and then you could see what Palantir did, which was gave us the short in the pre-market. Maybe I have my orders here yesterday for this. Yes, they are. So my trades are still here. So that's great. So yesterday, we started the day short there. Palantir was good until open, and then it cracked higher, went up to some of those pre-market levels, and even higher, went up to 1040. So Palantir, off of a bad miss yesterday, basically opens at 973 and goes right to 1040, right? Before just settling down in the afternoon and basically closing at the same level it opened. So if I'm going to use that same kind of logic here, and again, this is another high growth name, Upstart, they've warned a little bit differently than Palantir, of course, but Upstart with that same little move right now, just made a back move to 29.50. So for me, I think we kind of wait around this 29.50 area, try to take the short, and then if it blows through 30, then we just get out. It's a pretty simple trade for me. It's not a max position or anything even close to that. So we'll wait to see about this 29.50 and then moving back in for that. So we'll put an offer here, 29.50 for Upstart. Watch out if it breaks 30. We want to get out of that if that does happen. What's going on with this TQQ? I tried to get short there. Okay, so it's still at the same level. Because I'm offering now 24s, just because I thought we'd like to get that short, but that's not happening right now, so hopefully that will come through. It's just, that's what's happening. It's just dark pool dumps right now, because, it just looks ridiculous on the chart. So hopefully we don't get wicked into anything. I don't have any stop orders other than...
I have a couple.
Other than this. So yeah, hopefully I don't get into this on a stop order. But so
what?
VNRA, AMC, everything. What's happening now?
Oh no, Brendan just put in our chat, Serena's retiring.
Yeah, of course she is.
That sucks.
Yeah,
it has to happen.
That's the thing. At some point, but that's great for Serena. I think probably... there's Navratilova, there's Steffi Graf. There's her. That's what I'm saying. Like when you're doing that, I remember when Venus was kind of the hype shit, and then all of a sudden Serena just dominated. Right? Shout out to Andrea Andreescu there.
It's those younger siblings, man. Bianca. If you grow up playing against like an older sibling, that's great. Like it's hard not to basically you're always the underdog.
That movie.
I haven't seen King Richard either, which is ridiculous. I haven't seen shit. There's so many movies I haven't seen at this point, which just sucks because I love movies. But anyways, I shouldn't have.
She's one of. She's one of if you're going to go into that GOAT status, every sport has one, and congratulations to her. The thing is they're not going to have any problem with sponsorship or anything. She's well beloved there. And I was going to say that Bianca Andreescu, that was one of the great moments for Canadian tennis history when she won the U.S. Open, obviously in New York, in Serena's hometown. I believe it's her hometown anyways. Really, that was a great moment for Canadian tennis, but I don't think she's done much since. But we have that other one.
Well,
we have that other, what's that other female tennis player's name? She won something as well. They're great. We're doing great. And then we have Brooke Henderson on the golfing side of things. So Canada representing DeGrasse. Track and field. We're not doing too bad. Something called hockey. I don't know. What, soccer?
We didn't win the Commonwealth, but the World Cup, the fact that we're in the World Cup is pretty damn cool.
Best women's team in the world, soccer women's team. Anyways, okay, Brendan, that's enough about this. Only 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, great career for Serena. It's a Vogue article if you want to check it out. Go to Vogue.com. Meme stocks, squeeze stocks, whatever you want to call them, back in action once again this morning. Higher for the most part here, but definitely nowhere near what we saw yesterday. I mean, there's a long list to get through. I was kind of noting that this one, Hellbiz, is holding up a little bit better than the rest of them this morning. Ergo as well was in play. Car lots, there's this eye lag, if you remember from yesterday, was moving around. In addition to, obviously, GME, AMC, and Bed Bath & Beyond.
So the first thing, someone asked in the chat, how are we able to short without options? So we get, a day trade the world, this is probably true with a lot of problem trading in general, is there's something called borrowable shares. So you can get located and borrow there to then short them into the market and short the equity. So that's all we're doing here. If a stock doesn't have free shares to borrow, sometimes we have to pay for those locations to be able to short. Example would be AMC. I think we're paying like a third of a cent per share if we want to short AMC. Now it still has some support down around that 22 area, so I think that can be a bit interesting here today. I like 23 as well. I'm on the bid at 22 just because it looked like it was going to dump down into there, but it feels like 25. And like these wicks, these dark pool dumps that just happened, are kind of skewing the chart. But these are in fact dark pool dumps. It did not trade up to 27.5. We're sitting at 24. 25 is going to be, I guess, the big level, I think, of resistance for the AM, for the morning, so watch out for that 25. That's where I'll be sort of highlighting the stock. If it fails 25, I actually think it's a short off that 25 level, and I don't want to be a buyer and go down at 22 there for AMC. There was yesterday's Hellbiz. I don't know if this counts as a squeeze stock, but why not? Like yesterday.
About that, because it is on the sticky note. Follow me at Trader TV. Sean, thanks for the love happening over there as well. That $10 level for Bed Bath & Beyond, wouldn't mind seeing that one more time, so I am bidding ahead of that. Don't know if that's going to happen or not. We're into our TQQ trade, but I like that $10 level. Again, maybe if you get long, you can hold it through 10, maybe, but 950 possibly as an area there for Bed Bath. Nice little movement, obviously, from earnings. It's been a great play. And then I know Neil just talked a little bit about AMC also, and I was thinking the $22 level was going to be something that, again, if and when these charts loaded up, but that 22 where we had some consolidation back on the 5th. So, that's a little area of support that I think you can come into. So, bidding around there, I don't think is a horrible decision either. So, AMC, yeah, Neil just talking about those. I heard you talking about those wicks, so obviously that's what that is. So, didn't trade even close to there. So, yeah, 24.50, 24.25. You just got to watch the momentum. It's a pretty easy trade when the momentum gets going. So I think that's all we have to do. Yesterday was my number one trade here. We were long the day before, obviously into the close, and then hella long yesterday when we started to break higher. So this was a great, and we left it alone the whole day. So we were basically done with this thing. Once it came back and tested 26, we tried it again. It's going to be a choppy day or not, but so far so good here as the Nasdaq makes that move down. So we do take an instant win there on the CQQs, and now it's starting to go down even more. So let's just put some bids out here. Hopefully this can't run over on these bids, but this is going to be a good trade for us. I've said all along I need to go back over and start to trade some of these futures a little bit more than we have in the past. And there goes Palantir through that level that we wanted as well. So man, for those of you that say like Sean never goes short, what up with that? Because right now we are pretty loaded up on the short side of things here, trying to see what this market wants to do. So short TQQ, I'm not even on Palantir. Short Palantir as well through that 40 level. So let's go. We tried to short 40s, we got 38s. So that's not, I think just realizing that now. We can't take them out. We got to go a little bit lower. But so far, Micron comes back in on them. Yeah, Micron's come back.
I was about to say, Micron retook 59.50, so it gets to 59, I'll take a little bit out there. But Novavax, that was the other one that made the power move. So it tried to take that low. I went into Upstart. That's challenging 29s as I speak. I did get on the offer. Yeah, I did get filled. So I did just get like 28.80s on Upstart there as it heads back into the upside. But this was the one that we missed. The Novavax tried to take out that bottom of 38.75, gets about to 39. Now it's on the midst of a breakout. So 40.50 just got taken. If I can't catch the dip buy, if I can't catch the dip buy in front of that low of the day, then I'm going to have to play in front of this 40 level because this can easily jailbreak. Even as I say that, there goes Novavax. Sometimes it's not about the news. Sometimes it's just about the price action and the fact that it's a huge short interest. So this is now headed back into the upside. The market is tanking, but watch out because Micron's actually heading up. So what can you do more? definitely Micron.
Yeah, Micron definitely not working, but everything else is working over here, man. TQQ, a nice little move to the downside. We focused on this one, so pretty happy about this as it's going to the downside. And I'm really glad it's working because I can just add this to the toolbox for trade because we're going to start to short the futures, and that's going to be pretty sweet too. There's Upstart. Upstart's coming in as well, so wow, this is really starting to get spicy right now. Obviously, Neil's already talked about Micron, so we don't need to do that as that's coming a little bit. Big, kind of a nice spread there on Upstart, to be honest with you. So let's see if we can't close a little bit of that as we get that 29.50 short. So just watch out. I mean, the market is moving down. It looks like we don't have the right names here on the short side of things as Upstart's starting to go. See, this is the problem. We already have our out, though, on a stop order up through 30. So we got to watch out for a 30 break as Upstart getting pretty spicy here upside right now. And so is Micron. Micron's trying to take out, what, did it take out 65?
Oh, it did. I'm already out of Micron. If it wants to make a high, another high, I'll try to get back into it. But I wanted to settle down a little bit. I'm looking, I said I forgot about Amazon, so apologies. We're going through everything there, and Amazon, it didn't matter because it doesn't look like it was going to fill either way, but Amazon 140 is resistance. This is what's heading to the downside. You're getting Amazon absolutely, not cratering, but a big move down on Amazon. I'm trying to pull up Microsoft here. Then you get that, still Amazon, and you get this one testing those lows. Tesla, which I know a lot of people are watching. Again, they have the disappointing Chinese numbers. Tesla to the downside, testing 850.
Really?
You want to look at why the market is coming down here. The chip's getting a bit of a bounce, a little bit of a bounce in those chips, but Tesla weakness, Amazon weakness, definitely going to be leading here. If Tesla does one of those wick down and tries to test back up, I think 875 would be a good level. Just to hopefully we don't miss that party. I got to go back over to Upstart because it looks like, yeah, we got to just around 30 bucks there, 29.80, and then a hard reversal there for Upstart. So it looks like maybe 30 is going to be as much as we can get. Remember, this was it wasn't a good quarter, just playing that squeeze, but it could not get through resistance the same way that it was able to do so over there in Novavax.
Yeah, we're crushing Upstart right now. 50 cents in the money. That's a good trade for us on Upstart. So there it is right there. In at 29.50 first, out at 29.25. So we take 25 pennies. And then we were not sitting on the bid. So we got to put some bids out there because you got to notice that like Upstart is one of those names that just like the levels are going to disappear. And if you're not on the bid, you're just not going to get taken up, right? So, all right, we are getting lighter and lighter on our TQQ. We're able to get out a lot of this trade at that bottom there, 33.80. We are obviously watching the futures as they're continuing to make moves. Palantir back down to its lowest spot again of 35. So, 33s. Okay, okay, Palantir, I see you. Big trade alert here on PLTR for me. This is a nice one, man. We talked about the short coming in, and there it is right now, coming in pretty well for us on Palantir. So let's just get a little bit more out here in the 20s. Wow, this is going down a little bit more than I thought here. For there, yes, sir. Wow, a nice little one. Spin it. There's Palantir. What a great call that was for me, anyways. Hopefully you guys have this, maybe not, but Micron was a reload up there at 60.50. We talked about that. It actually didn't get to my exact level that I wanted, but we'll take that right now as Micron trying to make that move back in. So far, so good here today. We just got to worry about Micron. What up, B?
Another big mover after the close yesterday. Take two, guys. TTWO forecast weaker annual sales, but we're bouncing in a big way. Big volume just came in there. 2.5 still downside, but trying to get back up for TTWO.
So a couple of things here. There's a halt there. QBTS. I see somebody in the chat has already sort of mentioned that one. I'm now out of Upstart. It already took out that tested that 30. I get out when it trails back into 29.50. So we're going to be able to take the dub on that one. Going to let things settle down in chip space. There was Micron, but there was also Nvidia. Nvidia was the other one we're watching here. It's starting to get back up. It couldn't even test that 176. So no top break for Nvidia. With the market headed to the downside, this could be a more simple trade there, I think, than what we're seeing over there in Micron. Looks like that 174 pre-market high is your resistance on Nvidia. I was waiting for 176. That plan is now going to change. Got to go over this VRNA. It's holding the top pretty well. Remember, we're out at 15. It's got like a double top here in front of that 15 area. So still room to run if it wants to go. But the other thing I'm seeing here is Amazon falling like an absolute. It's just Amazon's now down at 137. I'm not even sure. Not sure we get the pop, the short. And likewise with Tesla, it's now holding now at about 850 or so. If we can consolidate here, I think there'll be a pop that we can get into. I'm going to take a break on 30 on Upstart if we can make that move. And as far as NVAX goes, it's gone. So those sort of gap down plays, both of them pretty energetic longs off the open. If it doesn't break that low, man, there's only one place for it.
All right, so we're already in Tesla, so spin it again right there. Let's take a nice little win there for Tesla. We talked about that short. It's on our sticky note right there at 856, so we take that 856 break, and we actually just got an 853 print. So far so good on that one, but we got to watch out for this name as it's obviously a mover. So mover and a shaker. Maybe we'll get out this one if it breaks 860 again to the upside, but we got Tesla short right now, Micron. I mean, it's been a good day for us. What's up, Brendan?
A little Chinese company, guys, trying to get back to the upside. RETO up on the contract, 1.32 billion yuan. For this one, RETO back upside now after a bit of a sell-off, back to $1 there at the open.
All right, let's just.
Don't sleep on don't sleep on Lemonade as well. Lemonade also reported earnings, gigantic short interest. There are too many of these. I almost forgot to go over them, to be honest with you. But at the open, actually tanks in. Watch out for $25.60 on Lemonade. That's where I wanted to park my bid, but it's so illiquid. You didn't want to wait. You want to wait until it opens up. Always an illiquid stock. Not a ton of volume. Coinbase did not even make a move up. We just only faded, so we'll go ahead and cancel that pop short to catch any kind of move up. I think we're looking at 95 now for resistance on Coinbase. The reason we wanted to wait was because the last couple of sessions, you've had a pop at the open that you're able to fade into. I'm going to be a little more patient with Tesla. I want to get it back up. It looks like we're about to make a little bit of consolidation when we went to the upside. That's what I would like to short. And same thing with Amazon. I'll move to 138 as well there.
All right, yeah, I should be over on Amazon for sure. We're going to get something out of the TQQ. There it is again. So a couple moves down in the 80s. We'll take that there. So again, what we're looking at with Tesla, and thanks for the question there because we got it in the pre-market. Also, it's on the sticky note. I was looking at this 856 right there. Friday's low. So that's why I took it into that break. So that's where we're short right now. We actually don't have, we have 855.75. So, I mean, look, we've already taken it out for a little bit. We will be negative on this if it takes down 860, which it's trying to do right now as the market's trying to come back up. So 860, we're out. I mean, we only want to, again, if we take down 850, that's going to be a good level for us. That's $5 downside, $5 upside. So let's, or $4 upside, $5 downside. Good ratio there. But we already did take the winner of $2. We already took $2 on about a third of this name. So here it comes back in right now. So it's going to be hopefully a good trade. I don't have any bids on Tesla. Let's see how far it wants to go. I mean, realistically, I'm thinking like right here, 843, maybe if we take 850. I mean, we got to take 850 first. And then when that happens, maybe an 840. I don't want this to be an inside day, obviously. I like to see the market just not do what it's doing now and try to actually trend one way or the other. But the Nasdaq right now is just, it's at its bottoms, fine, but it just keeps on ticking up, back down. So maybe we do see a 13,000 print today. I mean, it's at 1305 right now. So maybe that's coming in. $1.50 in the money on Tesla, 50 cents in the money on Upstart. That's a funny one because it's just going to sort of trade like this. We got to put some lower bids, which we have. Hopefully we get picked up on those. And then Micron did come back in, so we were able to take something out there. We are out of the money now, 20 cents on Micron. So not a big hit for us, but we'd still like to see this market move. And then Palantir, of course, we took out about half only down here. So hopefully Palantir, we'll see. And then there's the market again. So this is the problem. Our Tesla's probably going to get stopped out at that 860, but that's really the biggest concern for me right now.
Yeah, a couple of things. One, we reclaimed 60s on that Micron trade. It's got a wick off top up to 60 and a half, so I still want to maintain that I think it should be a bit of a short. Remember, the chip bill's going to get signed, I think, at 10. Not that I think that's a huge deal. Everyone knows it's coming, but a wick top out is now going to be that high of the day. It's going to jump in and try to always have a stop with it. I'm now into NVIDIA as well, so it's both of these names at the same time. Obviously, this tested its pre-market high, has yet to break it. 176 is a big level there, 75 more psychological, and then Hellbiz. We talked about Hellbiz. Well, yesterday's trade was Hellbiz. I wait for it to open up. It actually challenges the lower high at 215, but I like the support that it's put in. And I wicked out of this when it did this dark pool thing here, but really that low of 190, it actually didn't break 190 on the downside. And I should have double-checked that. That was a horrible out of my part. It needs to break 190 before I'm done with Hellbiz.
Yeah, Upstart. No, I'm just gonna. I got punched long
Upstart,
there. Yeah, Upstart went long.
Good start.
So I want to get out of that. That's fine. Again, actually on Upstart, cup of coffee. So we're down a cup of coffee. I wish we were up one, but it did take out that 30. I wanted to get out if that happened. So short, Upstart. And like, remember I said it's actually on the sticky note at Trader TV. Sean, watch out for similar move up to 30, like what we had yesterday in our friend Palantir off of a bad report. All right. So what else is moving around here for me? The TQQs. That's going to be my number one stock today. Regardless of what happens, but it just came all the way back up to a level that we probably could have shorted again on that name, but we didn't. We didn't even notice it because we're too busy looking at Upstart. But that name came all the way back in, so that was one that we could have shorted because it made that move. where are we short now? We're short at 97s. I still don't know what's happening, but I'm going to put another bid down here near the 80s, see if we get picked up down there on, and if this market wants to get back down to the downside. Tesla's still holding out okay.
Oh, here we go.
And here we go.
To the upside, well, I'll go to Hellbiz in a second, but upstart, I did take the other long at 30. It was a 28, doesn't break the low.
Don't you fear, don't you fear. Stars are raised, don't let them move you. Don't you fear, don't you fear. Stars are raised, don't let them move you.
are presently unsuccessful in stock trading or are interested in it, sign up for the new online trading workshop I have put together. You will learn 3 new proven investment and trading strategies based on so-called shameless cloning. They will give you a significant advantage over other retail.
I'm actually trying to go long mRNA here. Obviously, mRNA dropping down 6% today with the help of Novavax, which is earnings catalyst. I believe it was earnings catalyst. They also were talking about the extra inventory of the COVID-19 vaccination that they're holding on to at the moment because the U.S. is slowing down on demand and they're not buying as much vaccination as they said they would. Oh, baby. Am I Arun or what today, man? Just killing these futures call-outs. Here's the long right now off that 13K. I said I didn't believe in the 13K breaking too much longer today. I think we're going to sideways trade. So quick little long as soon as we get it back under over 13. That is my average price, 13,001.75. It's not going to show up there, but we're instantly 13 points in the money on the futures bond. Let's go, baby. MNQ has been so good to me in the past few days here. The levels on this futures, the reads on this have been so clean. I wish I could read Microsoft or Apple like that and not get whipped out and lose a ton of money on that stock today. But here's Microsoft positive. Still positive on the day Microsoft, but Nasdaq is actually down 1.24. So that's a pretty crazy move. But here, let's go back to Moderna, which is not 20 points in the money. Well, it dropped down as soon as I was talking about it. But Moderna 20 points in the money was 20 points in the money. Let's see if we can get that pop going. And then up about 15 points in the money. Here's Ivory, everything's all bad. I know I've been watching your call out to the chat. You've been pretty good at that. So let's go. Absolute monster. The opportunities are going to more time a dozen, obviously. But you can also equally quickly on that on these opportunities. So here's the pop too. 1350. Let's see if we can break this time on futures. Or I'm going to actually capitalize on that 50 point, 40 point move that I got there. It's actually 30 point move. Let's be real right. 30 point move that I got over there. Let's see.
I'm in a thing,
So I can
I'm in a
actually
thing,
forward
Chile,
it
my
again.
God.
I'm going to order up
I'm sang body. Oh, young gays. I'm in a thing, Chile. In a thing, Chile, my God. I'm sang body. When a young gays. In a thing, Chile. In a thing, Chile, my God. Berlin, como escapa, pues voy a las valles. It's good, sama chegue. It's sama chegue. Un de ma chegue. Use felilanga.
There you go. Take get sliders. There's the emoji button. Yeah, I hear you saying ESPR up 100 today. Approaching that $2 level. Lots of volume on today. Running up. So look at it slow off over here.
Oh, así escucha materia, son todas en gente, un apito, un forele, así escucha materia, un apito, un forele, son todas en gente, oh, vaya, somos malume, paso pelo, güey, aniti, güey, nunca la malume, aupuye materia, oh, vaya, somos malume, paso pelo, güey, aniti, güey, nunca la malume, aupuye materia.
Mina sing Chile, my God. I'm sang body. Oh, young gays. I'm in a sing Chile. Mina sing Chile, my God. I'm sang body. When a young gays. Mina sing Chile. Mina sing Chile, my God. Berlin, como escapa, pues voy a las valles. It's good, sama chegue. It's sama chegue. Un de ma chegue. Use felilanga.
KNG once again back under 100. Currently inching towards the VWAP. Let's see if we can get some short fills around VWAP. But more importantly, I think I'm going to go battle Microsoft one more time. You know, I was talking to Sean too on the morning show. When Sean was on the show, I was basically in his when he was not talking, I was telling him I should stop trading Microsoft. I keep telling myself to stop trading Microsoft, but I keep going back at it and I keep getting hurt. And Sean said, then stop doing it, Brad. But here I am once again going right back at it because I believe that the Nasdaq will not get above the 250 today as it's already down
173.30. Somebody's saying take a look at JPM. Sure, let's have a look here. Normally, I'm not looking at bank stocks from a day trading perspective. They don't really move. And this is kind of the reason they're kind of dancing around, up and down, up and down. And if you're even pulling up the daily on this thing, like look at this, you spend a lot of time in this kind of channeling range here. So look, if you're from like an investment perspective, it's like if you got some financials in your portfolio or whatever. But as a day trader, me looking at this, like I don't even want to fade this from like 15 down to like maybe VWAP. It's like 40-cent range. I guess you could argue, okay, the range is in. I'm gonna play the range, fade it. If you're like a range trader, if you do well. But for the most part, I feel like there's a lot more opportunities, especially now. Things are moving, right? Small caps are moving. You're getting these key levels in play. So for the most part, I was looking at Apple. Like I was thinking, are we going to actually test that 200 period moving average that is now lining up with, I want to say, maybe the 13-day, just kind of simple trend here at the 160 level, and the 200 period is coming down like this way, which is also at the 160 level. So I think that 160 area definitely interesting. If we ever do get there, we just have not been anywhere near it ever since we kind of ripped above that area. I think so yeah, 160 definitely interesting there. Pretty excited for coin. Pretty low now. I'm not really sure where they're going off earnings. Didn't really spend a lot of time about VWAP, but definitely excited for earnings.
I'm a celeb, I'm a twelve, I'm an influencer. Hey, you're trending. Chiri, I'm sagazini. Do kuma bunaguti. Do kuma bunaguti. Do kuma bunaguti. Lifestyle. Pushy lifestyle. Lifestyle. Pushy lifestyle. Lifestyle. Pushy lifestyle. Lifestyle ganga. Pupola. Msebenza. Mtatu mfaginte. Msebenza. Mutetela mahit. Mchavisaba. Agatin. Lifestyle ganga. Pupola. Msebenza. Mtatu mfaginte. Msebenza. Mutetela mahit. Mchavisaba. Lifestyle. Pushy lifestyle. 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 Pushy lifestyle. Lifestyle. Pushy lifestyle.
Which we're all waiting for it to come out at the end of the day. Not sure exactly at what time, but I can get you that time in a minute. But here's Roblox down 1.9%. We're just now getting above 48. Since the market is getting ready to curl back down over here, let's push into a Roblox store. I'm just playing risk to reward. We're playing a good risk to reward over here. A decent pop on Roblox, which is already down on the day above because the market starts curling back down and starts paying us on the short side. I want to be able to put some damage over here on RBLX. Let's take that position, and as Luca always says, we'll see where this one goes. What time is the CPI number? CPI number will always be at the same time, which is 8:30 a.m. And let me quickly go over here. Nope, that's the website I want to head over to. Click on that website, refresh it real quick. Nope, refresh it real quick. Bang, bang, bang. And it'll be tonight after market. The Roblox will be 405, Coinbase will be 410, Unity 405, Plug 410. We got a bunch of stocks here on our back for the as we call it, if anyone wants to know.
above 2. I mean, it's expected, right? You get the move down, pop, drop, and are we going to continue to drop or kind of balance out? For me, you know, it's obviously like volume is not drying up, but volume is obviously dropping a little bit. So just understand that, like, from a short side perspective, at least from my short side perspective, this was the move. You know, and now it's kind of like back in the range, so it could easily just dance around. Really gets exciting if this thing gets back up to like 230 area, but if it doesn't, for the most part, I'm not really sure. You know, slow mover. I don't really want to, like, you got to take small size here if you're going for like another 190 test. I'm not really sure it's worth my time. But yeah, definitely going to keep this one on the radar. Somebody also saying, please look at ILAG. So yeah, obviously watching this one yesterday, you know, being the recent IPO, having like a strong day yesterday, pop into the upside, and then kind of fade the rest of the day. For anybody that was watching this into the end of the day yesterday, this thing almost halted. It was a fake halt, but it almost halted in like the last 15 minutes of the day. So it tried to make a run up, and I was actually eyeing this, and I was like, oh man, if this can get to 6, that's going to be like an A+, like 6 going down to 5. You get like a nice like 18%, call it 18% move. Not too bad for like going into the close, like 5-minute trade, right? And you know, couldn't get that high. Like, I really wanted it to go to 6 and pop. Then this thing, major rug pull here, and just dropped, and at this point it was gonna halt, but you know, fake halts, people using that to cover. But yeah, crazy volume spike over here, rug pull, drop, and dead, right? So when you see this, when you see like this thing is halting into the close, like, you gotta imagine that the next day is dead, right? So everybody's looking short to me. I really wanted this to get back up to 5. Like, this thing opened at at 437. I just anticipated that like the range will not be that good unless it gets to 5 or fade to 4. Like, that's kind of my logic, 20% move. You know, but today it's muted, right? Today it's muted. And I don't know if you're asking in terms of like, oh, from the long side, from the short side, not 100% sure. But you know, never a good look for the longs when you get that indecision candle where it runs up, runs down, closes, and now we get like a first type red day where, like, you know, this thing can just fade and die off, right? Like, look at the volume. There's no volume. There's no volume fade. And without volume, nothing's gonna happen, right? So unless things are interesting and you know, volume comes back or there's like some type of catalyst, I would expect this move to do nothing for like, you know, the foreseeable future.
Nasdaq seems like it wants to go above VWAP, so I might be ready to get out of that short real quick, but thankfully we still get to keep our money on that. EFTR being called out in chat, and also Neil Roberts calling out EFTR. Let's go look at the stock today, up 95% apparently with 844 rounds of volume, 21 million shares traded. Pretty insane volume coming into EFTR. What is the stock name? Was something therapeutics, I remember. Effector Therapeutics, yeah, so another biotech stock, low float, 7.8 million shares on the flow available, holding VWAP for the most part. Let's go see if this is earnings catalyst. No, it's not. So it could be an FDA catalyst is what I would guess on it. If not, then most likely another one low float stock just looking to pop and take people's face off it for sure. But man, what we're loving right now is mRNA, giving me my second target on the long. So mRNA popping up over here. I think someone was also calling out Novavax in chat. That means mRNA going up means Novavax is most likely going up. It's a sympathy trade. It's a basket trade. They're leaning on each other. Last time mRNA was going up off of this earnings catalyst, Novavax was going off of this earnings catalyst. So you can expect a little bit of a vice versa. But also keep in mind, Moderna should have a better move to the north side than Novavax should. And here's Novavax heading back to VWAP. So I'm actually going to throw an order out there. Keep in mind this is SSR, so I won't get my... Okay, never mind. I won't get my shares filled unless the stock goes up. So it instantly went up a little bit, gave me my shares short, allowing us to take advantage on that position. So now that since we're short mRNA, short Novavax, it might be time to realize some more profits here on mRNA. Give me my profits. There we go. Time to take more profits on mRNA over there, and then have Novavax drop to the ground, drop it like it's hot, and then make that money for us. And talking about the MNQ futures that we wanted to maybe close, maybe that's a no-go just yet because futures are still rejecting from VWAP. We're still looking good on that position. Let's see if we can get this nosedive. Let's see if we can get this nosedive on it. Sorry, I'm choking on
I was like, let me just take over here. Jackie Daytona, eye leg is lagging. that made me laugh here. Yeah, nice one there. Yeah, EFTR, you know, I'm looking for this to push 2. Hopefully we get a trade going, get over 2, play a little bit of an over-under here, and you know, take some shots, see what happens. But MEGL, yeah, guys, MEGL, I'm not looking at this. Oh, it's halting. Okay, now I am looking at this. This is back at 20. Okay, so I think that, but oh my goodness. Okay, that's what I see. This thing is dead. See, this is the reason why I'm not looking at this. Let me just say this in advance before I kind of like, wow on this thing. It's not like, it's obviously like you're looking at it fall off and like hindsight like 2020. But the thing is like, sometimes there's no volume, sometimes there's no liquidity, sometimes it moves against you quickly, the spread opens up. And so like even like in this, obviously hindsight, it's like, oh yeah, like I moved $50. I'm not gonna beat myself up for missing this, but hopefully somebody had it because it's a 6 made, like 80% made. But yeah, even like the halts are opening flat, even sometimes the halts are opening up, right?